Hey, it's Erin with Book Things and Baubles, and today I'm going to teach you how to use paper in the Glowforge. So after I filmed last week's video, I ended up getting a nasty cold, and so that's why my voice sounds like this. So I'm feeling a lot better, but I'm sorry, you'll just have to bear with my voice this week as I am recovering from this cold. So when I first got my Glowforge, my plan was to make shadow boxes like this one back here. And it's actually made out of a book. And I'm still planning on doing this, but it's just a lot of work right now. But yeah, this is what those look like. But I've always kind of really been into this layered paper look. And so using my Glowforge with paper is one of the very first things that I ever experimented with. And as I was researching the Glowforge and what it would take to cut paper with it, obviously there's machines like the Cricut. I always want to say Cricut, but it's Cricut, and like the Silhouette. Machines like that can obviously cut paper as well. But I liked the Glowforge because it gave me more than just paper and vinyl capabilities. It gave me being able to work with wood and acrylic and all of these cool materials that you just can't do with a Cricut or a Silhouette. So I ultimately decided to purchase the Glowforge, and as I was researching using paper and cardstock in the Glowforge, a lot of people recommended getting a Seklema mat. So I've got a Seklema mat. I've got it in one of these paper holders, so I'll get it out and show it to you. So this is my Seklema mat. Basically, this is kind of a semi sticky-ish mat that you're able to put paper on, and as the Glowforge is cutting through the paper and blowing around and stuff, your paper doesn't fly off and start a fire, which is the main concern using paper in the Glowforge, because obviously it's a laser, and so paper and lasers are just a recipe for fire. But I have, knock on wood, never had a fire in my Glowforge when using paper, and I'll share with you all of the settings that I use, but I think it's mostly because of this Seklema mat. I think this is a great investment if you're looking into using paper in the Glowforge, but this Seklema mat comes from Johnson Plastics, I think is what they're called, Johnson Plastics Plus. So I will link down below where I got this if you're interested in it. It is kind of expensive. I think it costs like about $60, but for me, since I knew I was going to be cutting a lot of paper, and because I knew that I didn't want a fire happening in my Glowforge, this was worth it for me to get, so it might be worth for you to get as well. But today we are going to be cutting a Mother's Day card, and I will link down the SVG file below. This is going to be such a cute card. I'm so excited for you to see it, and it will be super easy to put together as well. So if it's a good projects for families to use in the Glowforge, or if you have a Cricut or a Silhouette, it's just going to be an SVG file, so you'll be able to use it with those as well. So let's get started. Okay, so here is the design that I'm working with. So if you get this design and download it, this is how it will look. Obviously, all of these layers come apart, but you will have to just right-click and select Ungroup, and then you'll be able to move around each layer, do ignore on certain layers, all of that good stuff. But basically, this card, there's a couple options that you have. So this one will be your actual card that you'll be able to fold in half. And then you've got this little window that you'll put all of these other pieces of paper on, so that way you can make them different colors, can make them stand out more. But I've got this one that says Happy Mother's Day, or I've also got a blank one that just has some lines running across it, so you can either write on there like Happy Birthday or Happy Mother's Day or whatever it is you are using the card for, or you could also go into the Glowforge text and actually type something out and set it up to look all pretty and then cut it out of there, which I think would look really cool. But just for the purposes today, I'm just going to cut everything as it is. But I just wanted to show you what that looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and pick out the paper I'm going to use. You can see my nice messy cupboard, but this is where I store all of my paper products and things like that. So I've got this super cute pink parasol paper that I got from Michael's, and this has some really pretty Mother's Day looking papers. So I was thinking of either doing this one, but I'm not sure because of the reflective surface. I don't know exactly what goes into making that, and so I don't know if that would have an adverse reaction in the Glowforge, or maybe doing this flower one, or maybe this flower one. Oh, we'll go with this one. I think this would make a pretty card, so we're just gonna try it. Okay, so I've got my Glowforge on. I'm gonna go ahead and open it up and put in my Seklema mat. I was gonna show you on the back, not accidentally, I was just being dumb, but I cut wood, and you can tell exactly what I cut because it basically cut through the Seklema. But this is actually, if you're not dumb like me, it's like a self-healing mat basically, and so you just can clean it off with some warm water and some soap, and you don't have to worry about that. But just a heads up, don't be stupid like me and cut wood on your Seklema mat. That is a bad idea. So I'm going to put my paper on there, and I'm going to just press it down. Other people I've seen just put the paper in as is and maybe use magnets to hold like the corners down, so that's an option as well. But I like the Seklema mat, so that's what I'm going to use. So now we'll close this up and get our settings ready. Okay. So now that we have our paper on there, I am going to move all of these other pieces out of the way and just leave this frame. So this is just the size of a regular piece of paper. So you can put in a piece of paper, like if you just want to use regular white cardstock or something, but I have this pretty paper, so that's what I'm going to be using. And then we are going to use uncertified. We're going to put 0.01 as the material thickness. And then we're going to enter the settings. So I have 65-pound cardstock already saved, which is just what I'm going to use for this. But basically it's just 500 speed and 50 power with 1 pass. And then I'm going to tell the Glowforge to go ahead and ignore all of these other ones because I'm just printing this one for now. Okay, and then we are ready to print. And just like that, I have the outline of my card. So I'm going to go ahead and take the whole Seklema mat out. And this is pretty much like, the mats that you use for the Cricut, the Cricut. But you'll just want to carefully peel it off. Be careful not to tear anything, especially when we get to some of the more detailed parts of the card, like that have the blades of grass and the flowers. You'll just want to be very careful with those because they are very, very delicate. But this lifts off of the mat super easily. That sound that you're hearing, that kind of crackling sound, is just the paper actually tearing away from the other part of the paper. Okay, so now we have our card outline and we will do the rest of the card. Okay, I've got all my colors picked out. I think that they will look really cute with this card. So now it's time to cut them out. And excuse the mess, but here is the finished card. I am pretty pleased with how that turned out. It was a little hard to get it straight, just because this part, the front part is just a little flimsy and wants to keep bending, and you can see it's kind of bowing out just a little bit, but I just taped this all together so it looks a little ugly. I was going for speed more than beauty today, but I'm pretty pleased with how that turned out, and I think with a little tweaking it'll be perfect. So I'll make sure to tweak it before I put it up online for you. And that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about the Glowforge, feel free to leave your comments down below and I will do my best to answer your questions. If you are interested in the Glowforge, consider subscribing because I make videos about the Glowforge every single Wednesday. So I would love to see you back for another video. And if you are thinking about buying a Glowforge, I would really appreciate it if you used my referral link down in the description box. This gives you money off of the Glowforge and it also gives me credits, which really help me and my small business. So again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a very happy Mother's Day celebrating with the women in your life that you love, and I will see you next week. Bye.